Beautiful. So welcome everyone warmly today. So today is number 32. That's a beautiful number, but I'm going to dive in much more deeper. Um, Actually, I would like to dive much more deeper now. But if you would like to experience by your own the numerology or numbers of the angels, that kind of the meaning, you can go online and you can find it. But today, master your emotion and find your truth. Number 32. What that mean? What the angels is like, just when you see, I've got the wings behind me. I left them. I'm relaxing now. So they are just only resting for a moment. Anyway, number 32. What is the number that's giving you the angel's number? That's giving you creativity. You are able to create your own life. You are able to create your own reality and just only your reality. And that number 32 is giving you that creativity, that's showing you the soul, the purpose of the soul. And yes, so today the angel is telling you, you don't have to beat yourself, judge yourself. And oh, that's a lot of messages coming out of my head. Maybe I'm going to stop now. So definitely, you are the creator of the life. So you have to remember this. Like always, number 32, and any kind of the numbers with my podcast is that the kind of the synchronicity with my guests, any guest which I'm inviting. So today is the beautiful topic because we're going to talk. Okay, I'm going to stop here and I would like to introduce my guest today. So today I've got a beautiful soul. Let me just only read it, what I just only prepare. Beautiful soul. And his name is Reaux, and who's helping other souls in their awakening journey, helping them with their trauma and letting them go all the attachments and helping them in the awakening process. Am I right? Welcome, Reaux. Would you like to
Hi, how's it
say
going?
a little bit, tell a little bit about yourself? Sorry.
So I'm a spiritual mentor and coach, and I help others that are just going through their spiritual awakening process to come to terms with the life that they have left and the one that they're now beginning. So lots of transition that we go through, and there's a lot of uncertainty that we come across, and I help try to alleviate any sort of worry or uh, problems that people might come during that time. So I like to help people build their foundation of truths, things that they know to be true. Also to help them uh, with self forgiveness, because a lot of the times people get stuck with things that they have either done in the past or just can't let go of things. And I also help people get into the divine flow of uh, the universe, the beauty of life. So
Wow,
there
that's
you go.
amazing. Actually, a lot of souls need that stuff. Like letting go is, I think that's a major challenge for the human. That because and otherwise, yeah, if everyone would be allowed themselves letting go and accept where they are and who they are, that would be much more easier to navigate this world. But anyway, would you mind just only share a little bit about your awakening time and how and when, and maybe you've been awake during 1 years old. I don't know. Would you mind just share a little bit? How has that happened for
Um,
you?
so I was controlled by the ego for most of my life, and I finally had my real spiritual awakening in May of 2022.
Wow.
Very profound experience. It was a for this podcast we'll call it a near death experience, and from a drug overdose. And what I was shown was a whole nother reality of how everything is connected, how we are all basically mirrors of ourselves, and we're just trying to guide each other as conscious energy from just different points in time, which is relative, but uh, just different points for us to experience the beauty that is life. And I didn't really value life before my spiritual awakening, and to finally understand just the beauty of it, and understand that we have to go through the darkness in order to appreciate the light, and to always be present in the now moment, because we're constantly always either thinking about the past or worried about the future. And to finally realize that the most important moment and the only moment that we ever have is now, is one of the biggest realizations of my spiritual awakening.
Wow. Yeah, thank you for sharing. I was only sensing that was not easy to share that information. I had a lady, she had a nearly death experience. I've got a podcast. I've done the podcast few weeks ago or something like that, and she was saying as well, because she was in the coma, and when she woke up from the coma, she actually didn't know she woke up from the coma anyway. But she suddenly said a lot of beautiful experience. She had it from that how can I say, I don't want to say the event, but definitely that's awake her to truly appreciate the life now, the human life. And also she's not taking from that point what she was sharing with us, with me and the audience, and not taking life much more seriously, because we're just only holding too tight, that kind of the things that yeah, not letting go, like you just said. Wow, that's amazing. How you can see now the life from now, from that awakening time, from that experience? Is any big changes, and is anything just only surprised you, or maybe you see much more um deeper?
So one of the things that happens during a spiritual awakening is that you shed friends, family, relationships, anything that is not for your highest good, and they will completely dissolve and uproot you, because you've been so far off of your highest timeline that it's a complete reset. So I mean, I lost lots of friends, probably ones I shouldn't have been around. Uh, just lots of drinking and stuff like that, and a lot of low vibrational stuff. But I had to go through these dark times in order to see the light, because there's that balance.
Yeah,
We have, if we had always light and everything was great, we'd get bored of it. If we had always dark, I mean, we wouldn't have the light to shine and see anything in the dark. So um, that's one of the things that happens, is that you completely shed everything that you are not. So our soul, our essence of who we are, is always in us with the darkness, kind of like the yin and the yang. You have the black and the white and the black. After the spiritual awakening, you become the more of the yin, with the black, which a little bit of black in it, because you want to remember what the darkness was in order to continue on into the light.
yeah. So that's why I just only light. Actually, the light and dark is great. It's fantastic for me. That's a blessing, because the light couldn't
Yes.
exist without the dark, and darkness couldn't exist with the light. Actually, the dark is like a kind of the, how can I say? I always just only saying the another source. So imagine you come to the dark room. So when you are lightening that room, you can see now a lot of different things what you need to look after, and you need to heal that way, on yourself, in yourself. So then you can see the changes in your life, that transformation. So how, okay, you had a waking time, and you had the challenges and that kind of the things inside you. And how about the emotions? How did you cope with the emotions? What kind of the emotions arise inside you?
It was a lot of crying
Oh,
that I had, I guess, held in for so long. Because as a man in society, we're taught to, uh, toughen up. Don't display those emotions, just to kind of hold everything inside.
Yeah.
but that festers into something that's unhealthy. And so during this spiritual awakening, I was confronted with all of my emotions, with all of with rage, hate, anger, sadness, happiness, just so much different emotions that you have to sit with. You have to feel these emotions. You have to process them. If you ignore them or you run away from them, they're going to catch up to you, and it's going to be more compounded. So to really experience all those emotions, it was liberating. It was freeing to finally sit with them. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, I'm not crying. I would like to say sometimes when the people coming to my session, mostly they start crying. If they don't cry, I'm just feeling sensing something is not really went really good for them. But I know right time, right place, they will be ready to open for that. Yeah, that cry, that releasing. But anyway,
Mhm.
I love to see when the people are crying. And if somebody's listening to me and just saying, "Oh, you are so weird," yes, I am, because when you're crying, you're releasing a lot of stuff
Yeah.
inside you. And how did you master those emotions?
How did I what master them?
Yeah, yeah. How what helped you cope that emotions? Because when you've got a anger energy inside you, you're just on everywhere. Or when you've got a rage, or I don't know, that kind
You
of the
have to
things.
ask yourself, yeah, you have to ask yourself questions. You have to ask, why am I feeling this? And then on top of that, you ask it why again. It's like, okay, I'm I'm angry because of what I lost. Okay, why are you angry because you lost it? Well, because it meant something to me. Okay, why did it mean something to you? And so you start breaking things down. You ask like at least five whys. Why? And at the end, you sit with it as, okay, well, was that really important? Does that serve my highest good? Is this something that is serving the ego, or is this something that is serving my soul? So once you recognize the ego, a lot of those emotions can be dissipated and they can be coped with.
So how do people can find the ego? How they recognize the ego?
So to the most efficient way that I have recognized the ego is through fasting. When you go do like a 1 to 3 day fast, you're gonna recognize the voice that's saying, "Hey, I'm hungry," or "Hey, it's okay. Let's go ahead and just eat something. It's not going to hurt anything." That's the ego. So to be able to discern those two voices, the one that's like, "Hey, I am spirit. I am infinite energy. I don't need food." The one that is the angel on the shoulder saying it's that the spirit is more powerful than the flesh.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to discern which one is which. So I think fasting is a great way to start to discern those certain things. The more reasonable one is going to be spirit. The more uh, brash one, the one that wants to, hey, let's go get ice cream again, kind of like thing, like, or what's healthy for me. So you can kind of discern. What's better. You know what's good. You know what's bad. It's those two things.
Yeah. So how do people can find, or maybe another thing, so say, what is the spirit? How they I don't know, sense the spirit, how they see the spirit, or if they know the spirit is talking to them or angel is talking to them, and that ego, how they recognize it.
The
Mhm.
best way that I've tried to recognize it is through meditation. So with meditation, you're going to have a lot of intrusive thoughts, ones that are constantly either trying to put you down, which is the ego, one that makes you second guess yourself, which is the ego, and the one that you just know, or the one that brings you peace, is going to be spirit, or your angels, or your higher selves, or your guides. So whenever you go into meditation, always set an intention. Set an intention for what you would like to get from the meditation, what you would like to ask your higher self or your spirit guides or your angels, and really set with that. And then once you get into the meditative state, you are clearing away your intrusive thoughts. the best way I know to do that, to trick the ego, is to focus on your breathing. So whenever I go into a meditative state, I'll just focus on my breathing. I'll stay centered. I'll breathe through my heart and relax parts of my body, because the ego will try and distract you with the flesh, with distractions of your body. Hey, my nose itches, or hey,
Oh
my
yeah.
leg is on me, or something like that.
Yeah, I know. I
You
had it so
have,
many times. Yeah.
yeah, but you have to have that discipline to not feed into those sensations or those distractions, because that is the ego.
Yeah.
Anything of the flesh is the ego.
Yeah, that's true. That's correct. Every time. Now it's not less, but I remember a few times I was like, oh, your nose is itchy. I said, oh, go away. I don't have a time for that now. You can have to wait until I finish, then I can scratch or something like that. Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah.
correct. That's confirmed. That's completely confirmed. Um, could you tell a little bit about the intrusive thoughts, where they're coming from, and how we can navigate, or how we can um I would like to say transmute them, or just only embrace them.
Okay. So intrusive thoughts in general come from you have the light side of the consciousness, of the universal consciousness, and the dark side of the universal consciousness. So the intrusive
Mm-hmm.
thoughts are always coming from the dark side of the universal consciousness that we share. Um, in order to transmute them, anytime you get let's say a negative thought or an intrusive thought, when you're not meditating, you counter it with at least 3 positive thoughts. And that's a great way to start transmuting it. Since we've been conditioned in this society since birth, for all these negative things, that's why the news media and stuff like that is constantly pushing negative agendas, negative news, all the bad stuff. It's because of those and our programming that we need to start introducing positive input. So if we're getting more positive input and surrounding ourselves with positive things, we're going to start conditioning ourselves to be more positive, to have more positive thoughts. And it's really important to have no negative self-talk. So if there's anything that you mess up on, it's okay. You can make it better, or you can do better next time, or something like that.
Yeah.
But absolutely no negative self-talk, because that will enforce and perpetuate the negative intrusive thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, but sometimes it's when you've got that feeling, oh, that's not my thoughts. That's not, where's that come from? You've got so many questions,
Yeah.
and you just when you ask lots of questions, okay, where is that came from? Is that something from the past, from the future, maybe now? And that could be possible, of course. Some of us is thinking about ourselves, but is that could be possible that we are taking them, they've been shared with us from the collective consciousness.
Yes. So everything past, present, future is all happening now, but we are on a different frequency that we're experiencing the now moment.
Mm-hmm.
For each individual. These thoughts from the past can be healed by healing yourself in the present. So once you start to heal from your traumas and anything that you have experienced from the past that still resides within you, once you heal that, it'll no longer exist in the past. So we are focusing on healing everything that we have right now, becoming our true self, who we are as a soul. And that will also present what we have going for in the quote unquote future. So we align ourselves with our highest timeline by transmuting all the negative energy that has been within us into positive energy, healing from our traumas, and forgiving ourselves. That's how you heal the past and how you birth a beautiful new future.
Okay. And another question, something I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. Anyway, so when you're going to heal your past through that forgiveness, so what's happened with that timeline in the past? Is it going to diminish, or is it going to carry on? I would like to know a little bit, and my audience would like to know a little bit more about the timeline. So what's going to happen if you heal something already from the past, and how is that timeline now is appearing in front of you? Are you changing, or where are you? That kind of things. If you've got any thoughts about it.
Okay. So yes, since everything is happening in the now present moment,
Mm-hmm.
anything from, let's say you held on to something from your past, you
Mm-hmm.
are keeping that alive. Once you are healed from that, once you heal like your inner child, that version of you from your past is now healed. So anything that we do presently affects things from the past. But this can also, if you do stuff negatively in the present, it can also affect things in the past. It can create some paradoxes, but which I've learned and I've seen. It's a trip. But to heal your inner child or heal yourself, it does, we'll say, diminish, or it heals that past version of you, because everything is in the present. Past, present,
Yeah.
future is all in the present, is in the
But
now.
okay, yeah, I know. But how now definitely, yeah, let's go dive deeper more about the parallel universes, because you're making a choice and a decision. How is that affect that healing when you're healing yourself now? And how is that affect in your parallel universe? Or maybe it's not affected in the parallel universe, another version of you.
So yes, we have multiple versions of ourselves physically, and multiple, that's the multiverse. It's not a theory, it's
Hmm.
real. I've experienced it.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm here now.
Hmm.
um you, since everything is connected,
Hmm.
you are healing everything that you are through those different versions of yourself. So initially we start off as one individual being from birth. Multiple different scenarios or occurrences happen that start branching everything out into these multiple different realities, multiple different universes, if you will,
Yeah.
parallel realities.
Yeah.
But we're still connected to those pieces. So anything that you heal within yourself, anything that those different versions heal within themselves, also heals within you. But you are in control of all those different versions of you. So once you start focusing, and the more healing you do for this individual, the more the others heal. And this
Yeah.
also goes for like if people that are on the twin flame journey, once you've made that had that sacred union with the twin flame, once you heal parts of yourself and you've had that energetic connection, your twin flame is also healing wherever they are. So
Yeah. That's totally correct. Yeah. That's I would like
yeah.
to know much more deeper, because yeah, sometimes there's people saying, oh, where's that come from? Where's that come from? Because from my point of view and what I'm just only feeling and from my experience, we've got a trauma, we've got a lot of baggage, like I just only carry on our back, but not only just with this life, past
Yeah.
life, collective consciousness, and parallel universes, the other version of ourselves. Oh my God, that's a lot. That's crazy, crazy a lot. Yeah, we have to go. And how we can let it go that back, how we can drop it that back.
So what I've taught people that I've spoken to is, as source had to experience everything in its infinite existence, had to experience everything. Before we incarnated, we chose which experiences we were going to go through for source, even though we're not disconnected, we're not separate from source, but as individual entities, we chose which experiences we were going to undertake. So we have to experience everything. We took the task on to experience the good and the bad. During the time of the ego being in control, we were disconnected, quote unquote. We still had source connected, but we were disconnected from source, not knowing that we were source.
Yeah.
So we didn't know then what we know now. We have to go through the bad to appreciate the good. And now that you are awake, you understand, you can start to understand the process. So it's all about knowing that in Source's infinite existence, we had to experience everything. And you chose certain things, the bad during the egoic times, I'll call it. And you had to experience those things. It's like drawing a task from a hat.
Mm-hmm.
You pick a task out, and it's like, okay, well, hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, whatever. This is what I'm going to experience. And then you after you experience the bad thing, you correct it or you change yourself, because that is not who you are at your core. At your core, you are love. You are
Yeah.
Source. You are
Yeah.
unconditional love. And so this is where that unconditional forgiveness comes. Sixth dimensional mindset is the unconditional forgiveness. You know that you're a Source. You know that you had to go through all these bad things, all these horrible experiences,
Yeah.
in order to appreciate how beautiful and how precious love is. Because without the presence of love, horrible things happen. And so you you come to realize how powerful love is and how horrible it is without the absence of it. So to forgive yourself is to understand that you go through the bad to appreciate the good. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the analogy. I love that idea. That you said there's only had and take the task. So every
Yeah.
time when I'm coming over the challenge time in my life, I'm saying to myself, "My goodness, I was so creative. I don't know what's going on. The next one, the next one." So I had a really, really beautiful imagination before I came from the planet Earth. So, oh God, I don't want to even don't know what's going to happen, what I've created already for myself, for my higher good. And yeah, that's
Right.
amazing. But okay, the question is like lots of people just only saying, oh, okay, the goal, the creator, creation, I don't know, any kind of the belief they've got, but we are just only oneness. We know we are heading the one direction,
Mm-hmm.
but we are named in a different label. We label it a different name. So how we can help ourselves to not beat ourselves, to not judge too much, and just only feel that flow in our life, saying, okay, it is what it is. So let's go and take it and just only solve it, resolve it, forgive, and the next one, please, and next one. How we can help ourselves.
I mean, you forgive yourself for not knowing then what you know now. You know that in this present moment, who you are wouldn't do the things that your past self went through or that your past self did. You know that in order to be a higher version of yourself, you no longer do lower vibrational things. So the more you shed away the things that you are not, you no longer associate with those things. It's like if I were a hunter and I went to go, kill a bunch of animals for either food or sport, but that no longer resonates with me. That's
Okay.
not who I am. So you you no longer advocate for something like that because it's not who you are in your present form. So
So how,
what's that? Go ahead.
no, it's okay, carry on, carry on. That was my another question. But anyway, I would like to listen what you would
Yeah,
like to
that's
say.
basically it.
Okay, so how we know we go and we are in the flow state.
We're in the what?
Flow state.
Oh, in the flow state,
Yeah.
you start to see more synchronicities. You'll see the angel numbers. You'll meet people that'll just come into your life that it's just man, it's just I love it. It's a beautiful experience. Just things start clicking. You start following your heart and your passions, things that resonate with your soul. That's why I can't do a 9 to 5 job anymore. I have to do something that resonates with my soul. And once you find your soul purpose, which is going to be something that you're naturally good at, something that really makes you happy, brings you peace, brings you love, and it gives you that connection. This brings you into that flow state. So part of it is finding your soul purpose, finding what resonates with you. but things will just start to fall into place. You could just be going about your day, and all of a sudden you get, some angel numbers, and things start clicking. You have a thought, and then the angel number shows up. And you're like, oh, this is the thought and the number are
Yeah.
coinciding. They work with each other. But that's what starts the flow state. Letting go of your egoic desires will also keep you in that flow state. You can't fight against the stream of this beautiful flow. You have to flow with it. You have to just let go of what you think, which is the mind, or the ego is going to try and do what's best for you, and just let the universe cascade you down this beautiful stream of life.
Yeah, you beautifully said, but so many of people just watching us saying, okay, that's easy. That's easy to say, but it's really challenge to do because the fear, not trusting, not good enough is appearing in front of them. So how we can manage this? So how we can just come over this? How we can transmute that energy and just when you see that flow again.
So when it comes to fear, you don't want to you don't want to feed into any fears, because that'll keep you in a lower vibrational state. So it takes a lot of faith and a lot of understanding, and a good way to get into a lot of that, to reconnect, is to get into more meditation. So you need the meditation in order to start to relieve all those fears and things, and then question yourself, face those fears. If those fears are, constantly right around the corner, you're going to see it reflected in your environment. So once you conquer your fears, they'll no longer exist around you. Once you know that there's nothing to fear, because we are infinite beings, they'll also start to dissipate around you. So
Yeah. I would like to add something because I would like to add something around the fears. We've designed, we create that anyway. That create. Oh, that's crazy. No, okay. Fears, that's the illusion. So we've created that illusion. Actually, the ego created that illusion for entertainment, like Dolores Cannon said something like that.
yeah.
But anyway, you've created already that kind of the situation you experience now in your life before you came here on the planet Earth. So that's in your life book, always I'm saying. And so you don't have to be fearful about something if you've done it already. So the only thing you need to go and just only search for more information and just only, like you said, then go and in the meditation and just only meditate for more information, for more knowledge, for more wisdom. That's I'm just only seeing that kind of the things, and then everything will be given to you when you ask. That will be given. So yeah,
Yes. That
amazing.
kind of brings me on to a lot of people fear when it comes to karma, and that's kind of a topic I'd like to touch on, if that's okay.
Yes, of course. Yes, let's go.
So when it comes to karma, you have instant karma, and then you have residual karma, from my experience.
Okay.
So I say so a lot. If you're
That's
at
your
a
show.
certain,
You can shine brighter. Anyway, you've got the brightness behind you, around
if,
you.
thank you. If
Mm.
you are in a certain vibrational frequency, let's say you are someone that would go shoplift or go to the store and you be pocketing something.
Yeah.
You are carrying that karmic energy with you at that moment, because you are vibrating on that frequency. Let's say you were 5 years old and you stole a piece of candy from a store, and you know that it's wrong, and you go about your life. You might have gotten reprimanded for it or something like that, or you might not have. Maybe you got away with it. Now, if you are going to grow up, you're now a grown adult.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to hold on to that? Is that karma still going to be there for you now that you know better? Now that you have done better, is that karma going to chase you the rest of your life because you did something when you're 5? or when you were younger, even though you're no longer on that frequency. No, it's not, because the way energy works and the way that frequencies work is that it's like a spiral. You have these different levels, and there's different rings, if you will, that go up
Mm-hmm.
as you raise your frequency or whatever. As you tune into those different radio stations, you are no longer on that vibrational frequency. But the energy, let's say you stole a lot and you got away with it. If you are on this higher vibrational frequency and you no longer resonate, it can't touch you from there. Now, if you drop back down to that frequency and you start stealing again, you start doing all these bad things, when you know better, that karma is going to hit you so hard, and it's gonna latch on to you real good. So
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest things that I've learned with karma and the energetic frequencies. People get so afraid of the karma. It is true, what goes around comes around. But if you're no longer on that frequency, that energy that is coming around to get you isn't going to be there, because you have evolved past that. You are on a higher vibrational frequency.
Yeah.
You now know better.
Yeah. But thank you for sharing, because also
Yeah.
the other thing is like you don't have to be afraid around the karma, the karmic stuff, because the karmic stuff is a blessing that was given to you. Actually, you gave for yourself that blessing. So now you know what kind of the lesson you need to learn and to
Yes.
go much more higher and higher. So that's a concept. Sometimes the people saying, like, I remember I was in the that was a retreat, kind of a retreat, 1 day or 2 days with the Indian lady. And she was talking about the karma all the time, but she just only, I remember that was maybe 5 years ago, and she just only gave the rest of the room a kind sense of the fears around the karma. So I was thinking, no, it's not right. It's not right. It's not right. I'm not buying this, because I like, the karma is given to me to grow and evolve, so I don't have to
Yes.
worry too much. Yeah. And thank you for sharing about the karma.
Of course.
So how we can, because you said that what you give, you can receive, what is comes around and yeah, goes around. That's as well as good, because we've got a choice. We
Yes.
can write, Would you like to add something about it? How we can let go and how we can build it up, the good stuff in our life?
So in order to let go of any bad karma, you change your frequency. You recognize the negative energy is no longer a part of you. That is no longer
Mm-hmm.
something you resonate with, and you strive to do better. You strive to be better. You no longer advocate for things that you may have done before. So you grow from that. And once you have let go of those negative energies, they're no longer a part of you.
Yeah, the only thing is that we are programmed. You've been suppressed anyway. That's everything was given
Yes.
us for us. So that's why we're just only holding, and they are scary us like, oh, you're in the karmic cycle and you have to be all the time before. Even if you go, if you even if you leave this planet, you will come back and you're coming back again and again. I don't believe that.
I
I'm
don't
not
believe it.
buying. I'm not.
That
Yeah,
perpetuates fear.
yeah. That's why I would like to say no. Just please don't feed yourself in the fears, because
Yep.
that's dropping your immune system and dropping, oh my goodness,
Exactly.
everything, your whole energy, whole your body. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing.
Hmm.
So yeah, now we know the karma, now we know vibration, letting go and divine flow. And can we just only tell a little bit around the manifestation? Just only a few words, how we can manifest.
Yes.
Is the manifestation real, or we are blocking ourselves? I don't know. How is that?
So from my experience with manifestation, the best way to, I guess, receive something that you desire is, first you need to have pure intentions. The pure intentions, something that is for your highest good, is going to manifest quicker. But your vibration also has to be on a higher level for that manifestation to come into fruition. Like if you were on I know I've heard this analogy before, but if you were on the top of a roof, and like that's the same as the frequency that you would be on, and you said, hey, I want a new car, and you're in this high state of vibration. You're feeling great. You're on top of the world. You're on top of the roof,
Yeah.
and you're waiting around, and it's just not happening. Well, in the background, the universe has to move all these different parts in order to make these things happen, in order to line things up, talk to the right people on the back end from a fifth dimensional perspective. And once they are done doing it, you probably would have already given up and just like, well, I guess it's not happening. And you get down off the roof. Well, a week or two later, up on the roof is your car, but you're not at that frequency anymore. You've now dropped your frequency because you gave up. You didn't have the faith. You didn't stay in that high vibrational state. We have to stay in these high vibrational states in order to receive the manifestations that we are, requesting. But intention has everything to do with it. You can't manifest something negative. I mean, you could, but we don't want to. It's really important to have pure intentions, stuff that's good for the highest good of all, and for your highest self is going to have the best manifestation outcomes that you're going to see.
Yeah, the people just only say, I've got two questions. So how we can keep the rise so high frequency, and another thing. Oh God, I lost my memory. Oh no, how we can? Okay, maybe you can keep carry on about the high vibration. How we can keep high vibration, and then maybe something is coming back again. Oh God,
That's good.
let's go.
So what I do to keep a high vibration is working out, taking care of myself, taking myself out on a date, going out in nature, grounding, having a routine, and just positive music, stuff that doesn't have negative lyrics in it. Be very mindful of what you're putting in there. Meditation. There's a lot that we can do, is just keeping all the negative input. You are what you consume, and that's food. So diet, that's screen time, anything that you're viewing. If you're just mindlessly scrolling on Instagram, social media, Facebook, whatever, TikTok, that is going to drain your energy. That is going to lower your vibration. You're going to get a short, boost of dopamine or whatever, but it's not going to keep your vibration high. You need to fulfill yourself with meaningful things that feed your soul in order to keep a higher vibration.
Yeah, that's why sometimes the people just only watching too much that social media, and they feel, oh, well, I'm so tired. Then waking up in the morning saying, I'm really
Yeah.
tired. I'm eating good. I'm doing this. I said, okay, what did you have done yesterday? And how did
Yep.
you prepare your body? How did you prepare your mind? How did you prepare your spirit? And my goodness, how did you feed everything? And they're not really aware. They're not really aware of that. So I had a lady, I've been training, I'm a personal trainer. So I was training her on Thursday. And she told me, I'm so tired. I'm so drained. And when I left her, she was like full of the energy. And then I just
Mm-hmm.
only said to myself, oh my, I shared my energy with her. But anyway, I just only,
Yep.
I was willing. But anyway, when she asked me, I asked her, oh, how is your diet? How is your, what are you feeding your mind? And how you just only talking to yourself and that kind of things. And she was like, oh, and she stopped talking. So I
Yep.
strongly believe she's going to take it something. But anyway, I found this question. The question is around the
Okay.
manifestation, but the manifestation around the stuff we don't want it to see in our life. So how we can be conscious about talking to ourselves and not manifesting something we don't want to see in our life. I mean, the negative talk and that manifestation comes and that kind of a thing. So how we can be much more aware of that.
So in order not to see negative things that you may be
Yeah,
thinking, but they might not be your thoughts.
yeah, but sometimes we are just speaking and then we completely unconsciously speaking, and then something is appearing in front of us and we're saying, oh, I didn't want it. I didn't ask for it, but we asked subconsciously, or maybe we asked 5 years ago and now it's appearing in front of us. You know
Okay.
what I
So
mean?
there's two parts to that.
Okay.
So we either are, if we focus on a negative thing,
Mm-hmm.
it'll keep on reappearing in our life until we come to terms with certain things. or we lay things to rest, or we no longer give them our energy, because wherever your attention goes, energy flows.
Correct.
So you need to take in, it's just like the three positive thoughts for every negative thought. Or you don't accept these thoughts as your own. It's like, these are not my thoughts. I do not accept them. I do not give consent to these thoughts, and you release them. If there's any other things that pop up into our environment, let's say you're at an event and someone comes up and starts telling you stuff about your vehicle that's going to go wrong with it, when you know that you have more power, positive manifestation, you know that everything's going to go right with your vehicle. There's these different, we'll call them agent smiths, that'll pop up. They'll start saying negative thought forms from the dark side of the consciousness to challenge us, to challenge our resolve, to see how much we believe in ourselves and understand our true nature and our true power. We have this divine power within us that we can literally create anything that we want. Once we channel these thoughts and channel these experiences, there will be other entities that come in to challenge us, to see how strong our resolve is.
Yeah, testing.
So there's, if you see it, happening in the outside, you don't give it your attention, you don't give it your energy, you say that's nice, but I'm going to see nothing but positivity in my timeline. Everything's going to go good for me. And anything that doesn't, it's there to teach me a lesson. It's teach me something about a person, a situation, or something about myself. Everything is a lesson.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Like beautifully said, we are testing we all the time. We've got that kind of the obstacle and just only saying, oh, how is she's go and how is he is going to cope with that situation. I had a very situation. I changed timeline straight away. I was driving to the car on the main road, and the lady was coming on the side, on the left side. She was like to join that main road, but she didn't see me, and she straight away goes in front of me, and I just only had I was like, I've got a goosebumps now. So I just only pressed my brakes. I thought, even I didn't press that, I don't know how is that called, but anyway, I just only forgot it. And she couldn't see me. And I was thinking, oh, I just changed my timeline. Anyway, and the another side of the another side testing me, or just only they trying to do something. Anyway, but I'm just only taking like, okay, I changed my timeline. I'm on a different timeline. Thank you so much. But anyway, we need to be aware much more about that kind of the situations, because sometimes we just only, and like you said, it's not our. So that's definitely, that wasn't mine because I was just only in the relaxed state. So definitely. But anyway, so we have to be aware when somebody's watching us and just only listening, yeah, you need to be aware. You need to be much more conscious and have an open eye, wide, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And definitely your third eye is supposed to be open.
Yeah.
Definitely. Then you can see much more deeper. Would you like to add something from yourself to the audience before we're going to wrap up our podcast?
I guess I can talk about, you want to talk about the Christ seed, the sacred secretion?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't like to get into all the technological stuff because I don't want to lose people on it. But basically, each month we go through this cycle where when the moon is in our star sign, so your zodiac sign, your body has this alchemical reaction where it sends a sacred secretion from your brain down your spine to your sacrum, up and then back up. It takes 3 days. Your body beforehand in order to carry this sacred fluid up and down your spine. It's also called the fountain of youth because it literally brings in source energy to rejuvenate your entire physical body and spirit. It gives you a stronger connection. But you want to keep your body detox. You do a detox before, like 3 days before the moon is in your star sign. and you clear out all of the like processed foods and stuff that you've been eating, which we shouldn't be eating anyways. We should eat raw, raw foods, and I still eat fish and seafood, but that's more acidic. So you want to stay from acidic stuff and do more of an alkaline diet before you go into this period of time. So I usually do like a 1 to 2 day fast, clear out anything, just drinking water, and I'll have some Celtic sea salt, like a teaspoon of Celtic sea salt with a 16-ounce bottle of water, and I'll sip on that throughout the day, which doesn't break the fast. Then going into the fast, I'll break my fast with like a soup or some juices, like vegetable, any sort of vegetable juice or fruit juices. That's not. Mind you, make sure that whatever you're taking in during this time, it's about a week period. It's all to second day of the moon being in your star sign, you start to feel this euphoria and this beautiful, I like to call it a braingasm, because that's what it feels like. This beautiful experience happens within your skull, and you just feel at this most inner peace. You get tingling, I get goosebumps, I feel energetic, like my hair stands up, and you get epiphanies, all this beautiful knowledge, downloads and stuff like that just starts pouring in, and you feel new, you feel fresh, you feel more connected to source, and it's a beautiful experience. I highly recommend it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm going to try it. Yeah, beautifully, because every question which I just only written down on the paper, you've answered already. And that was the last. I just only actually written in the corner of my paper was sacred sacration. I said, okay, sacration. I said, oh, did I miss something? And then you said, okay, can I talk about? So thank you so much. So what kind of, yeah, you answered my question. So telepathy is working. What helped you? Because I'm asking every guest on my podcast at the end, what helped you come over the challenging time? Any kind of the mantra, any kind of the maybe, so I don't know, books, song, talk.
So a lot of things that I've learned. So my first experience after my spiritual awakening, I was on Gaia, the Gaia network. There's a lot of good metaphysical teachings and stuff in there that did help me along my journey. With anything, you always take what resonates with you. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. Everyone has different truths, but take what resonates and leave what doesn't.
Yeah.
I also create my own mantras, and I create mantras for other individuals that are more personalized. One of the services I offer. And I'm constantly saying mantras throughout my day. It's just something that keeps me going. One of the ones that I use consistently is make me invisible to my enemy and anyone that wishes me ill will or harm, transmute all negative energy cast against me into positive energy and return to sender with love. Surround me in orb of white light, protect my energy. Let me be a beacon of light to those receptive of my positive energy that I channel from source. Yeah, it's just one of the ones that I'll say that, and it works 100% of the time. It's just, I interact with people that are receptive of my energy. Negative entities have either no effect on me or they just don't see me. And it's a beautiful experience. Once you speak these things into existence, they are. So it's like, I am, whatever. Yeah. You speak these things into existence.
Is anything?
So mantras, there's books. Oneness by Rasha is a good one. The Game of Life by Kathleen Acker Ramsey is another good one. I just started reading. And there's a couple other ones. I'm going to be posting one. I'm doing a collab with a friend that I'll also be posting soon about her book. So.
Wow, that's amazing. For me, I just only every morning I'm just only asking the spirit to be with me, to putting me in the right place with the right people and surround. That's the kind of that's a beautiful. You don't have to repeat it. Like I said, you can write your own one. That's much more powerful because you know what your body, mind, and soul actually the soul really needs. So yeah, writing by your own in your using your own words, your own frequency. That's amazing.
Yes.
Where the people can find you in the
What's that?
forest. Where the people can find you. I know.
Yeah. Where can they find me?
Yeah, where they can find you if they would like to work with you and follow you and just only
Uh,
learn something from you.
so my Instagram is I am Reaux. So EYE.AM.REAUX.
Okay.
Or you can go to my website, which is Eyeam.love. So EYEAM.LOVE.
You're
And
good
you
at
can reach
spelling.
my Instagram and stuff on there also.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for your time and wisdom and
Oh,
knowledge and
thank you.
experience and everything which is when you shared today with us. That's amazing.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, that's
Much
amazing.
love
That
to you.
you too. That was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Namaste.